Okay, welcome back to the SU Leadership Race Debates 2018, hosted by Rebel. We're now moving on to VP activities, so we'll be asking the candidates about societies and clubs on campus. If you've got any questions for any of our candidates, make sure you get them in as early as you can in order that we can pose them to the people on the panel now. The process will work exactly the same as the last two did, so we'll have two questions, and then the candidates will have an opportunity to ask each other questions before we take a question from Facebook, and then we'll wrap it up. So candidate number one, would you like to quickly introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Frances Onyina. I study history and politics at this university. I'm involved in the ACS. I'm the captain of the women's second team basketball, and I'm a very friendly and happy person.
Excellent, thank you very much. Candidate number two, quickly introduce yourself.
Hiya, my name's Jessica Donoghue. I'm a third year criminology student and I'm the social sec for the Essex Flames at the moment. Running to be your VP activities and hoping that I can prove to you that I'm good enough for this role.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Candidate number three, quickly introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's William Galvin. I'm a second year computer science student and I believe I have an intimate knowledge of the problems that clubs and societies really face at this university, and I think I know how to solve them.
Fantastic, thank you very much. Finally, candidate number four, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, my name's Patrick. I'm currently a third year here, studying modern history and international relations. I'm currently the men's second captain for hockey, 2 years running, and also the president of hockey. And I'd just like to confirm the cat in my photo isn't Pebbles, it's my cat from home. Thanks.
Fantastic, thank you very much, guys. So our first question focuses on societies. All of you guys have mentioned in your manifestos that you've got experience in different sports clubs, but what I want to know is what would you do to offer more promotion and advice to different societies on campus? Frances, over to you.
This is a really good question because not only am I part of a sports club, but I'm also part of a society, and I've been involved in so many societies ranging from the ACS, Enactus, BSPS, the Law Society, and I was part of the committee of ACS in my second year. And what I've realised is that there isn't that much support as running the society, and as students, whilst you're in your second year, putting your full 100% in a society whilst also being a student is very difficult. So to offer support, I would offer things like suggestions of what the societies could do, better time management, better promotion for their events, because a lot of times some events, so students put 100% into promoting them, but not a lot of people come because certain areas they're unable to promote, and the SU don't really allow them to promote as freely as they want to do. So I would allow flexibility, suggestions, and offer them opportunities that their students or members would love to have, the same way a lot of sports clubs enjoy them as well.
Fantastic, thank you for that, Frances. I should say just quickly to our candidates, I know you guys are nervous, but I think our mics are just picking up you guys knocking the table, so just be careful with your feet, just in case you're like, just nudging it ever so slightly, our mics will pick it up.
Sorry.
Everybody's nervous, it's all right. So the question was, societies want more support, whether that be through promotion or advice. Jessica, what would you do to go about offering this?
So I think it's really important to remember that at the beginning of the year, we obviously have Freshers' Fair, which is a massive part of, reining in new students, offering what you want, like for the year and stuff like that. And I think it's really important that in the first term, everyone is promoting, everyone is getting their new students in, and sports clubs, it's a massive part. Second term, not so much, like a lot of sports clubs do retrial, but societies also are willing to take people on all throughout the year, join whenever you want, come to socials, do whatever. So I think offering a refreshers fair would be a really good idea for second term and probably third term. But also the advice could potentially be like how I could support as a person in reining in new people, keeping that promotion going throughout the year, how the committee can be supportive with each other, and also support from myself.
Great stuff, thank you very much. Will, over to you.
Here at Essex, we have a huge range of societies that vary in population massively. I think if we organise more opportunities for societies of all shapes and sizes to promote themselves on a level playing field, I think this would be absolutely great for societies to get themselves promoted, no matter what size they are, so they don't have to rely on methods like word of mouth to get themselves noticed by other students. Also, I've got experience in societies, so I really think that I could offer students who are just trying to create their own society, or perhaps societies that are already pre-existing, offer them advice on how best to promote themselves, or any other problems that they may face.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Patrick, same question to you.
Yeah, so in terms of advice, I'd always suggest for societies to always publish yourselves more, whether it's on the freshers page or in and around campus. In terms of societies making the most of the time available, I'd suggest a big promotion for Freshers Fair, but also greater greater sort of representation at the Christmas fair as well. One other thing, instead of being within your society, is go out more and interact with other societies, because that way you can grow, and also look towards, in particular, the subject societies. As with over 15,000 students at Essex, I'm sure there's always some sort of common interest with everyone here.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, everybody on the panel. So now we're going to move on to a different question. So you guys have all got experience with sports clubs, as I previously mentioned, but what is it that makes you stand out from everybody else, and why should people vote for you? Francis?
Okay, I believe that what makes me stand out is that I'm always involved in everything that I do. So with basketball, I'm not only a basketball player, I'm the captain of the second team, but I go and watch and support all the first teams and the other second teams that play basketball. I'm an official for basketball, so I table their games and I referee their games as well. So not only the university games, but the clubs associated with this university. What makes me different is that I'm very vocal with the issue, the problems that we incur with the basketball club in itself. I'm very vocal about it, changing it, asking questions, pushing more justice for second teams, because as great that we have a performance team and many performance teams and many excellent first teams as well, we do have second teams in football, third and fourth teams that don't get as much support or development that first teams do get in terms of training time, commitment and coaching. And I feel like I'm definitely the person to pursue and push that forward.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Jessica, why should people vote for you? What makes you stand out?
So I think I stand out personally just because I'm quite a loud character. So I'm a social secretary and was a president of the Dance Sports Club last year. And I just think that having such a loud presence and being able to walk into a room and sort of like steal people's attention makes me completely different to what necessarily has been done in the past. I'd like to think that my commitment makes me completely different as well. I have been able to step up to roles that I might not have personally put myself out for. I've been able to help, like the Essex Flames. I've stepped up to 2 teams this year to help us out. Last year I stepped into my presidency role 2 weeks before term started, managed to drag Freshers Fair out of the bag. I'd like to think that that commitment is something that takes me away from the other candidates and gives me that sort of little bit over the edge.
Brilliant. Thank you for that. Just before we move on to Will, I'm going to let everybody know at home that's currently watching to send in their questions. We've got a section dedicated for you guys' questions, everybody that you want to know, anything that you want to ask the panel. So please get in contact, leave your question in a comment, and we'll get that to everybody here. Will, sorry, the question was, what makes you stand out from everybody else?
So, I love trying new things. Since I joined university, I've tried multiple different clubs and sports that I'd never even done before, such as lacrosse and fencing, 2 things I'd never even tried before starting university. But when I get involved in something, I get really passionate about it. The first year, I joined the equestrian club, and this year, I went straight for the B team captain and the fundraising officer as members in the committee. When I get involved in something, it's something that I give 100% to, and I make sure that I give everyone as much as they give me in return.
Great stuff. Thank you for that. Patrick, finally, so the end of this question is, what makes you stand out? Why are you the best candidate for the role?
So with my presidency this year for hockey, my ethos has always been anyone can play sport, given certain opportunities and resources. As a result, we had over 100 sign-ups for Freshers Fair. One thing I'd like to take forward with being VP Activities is giving you, the students, an opportunity to get engaged with sport a lot more, whether it's casually or competitively. In addition to that, I've been at the forefront with hockey, having to deal with the sports budgets, for example. We've had to implement a cost this year, and as a result, including Click, we've raised over $2,000. And trying to meet the sports targets for next year, the SU have set. This is something I can go forward to with experience and try and create some sort of stable environment and atmosphere for sports clubs at Essex.
Lovely, thank you very much everybody. So now we're going to move on to the section of the evening where our candidates can ask each other questions. So Francis, we'll start with you. Is there anybody on the panel that you would like to direct a question to?
I would like to direct a question to Jess. In terms of, like, we're both members of Res Life, and in terms of mental health, how do you think sports and societies can help students in handling their mental health and expressing it more?
Okay, so personally, I suffer from mental health problems myself. Really, really struggled over my second year. Did debate intermittent for a year, taking time out, and that was such a struggle for me. Being part of the sports and societies that I have been, it gave me that support system for me to turn around and say to people, okay, I'm struggling. I think I want to quit. I think I want to drop out. And people turned around and said to me, like, no. And getting to that sort of time of year where I was going to competitions and I was trying to handle my stress with being a president and manage 2 sports teams at the same time, having that general, like, welcoming sort of like family around you that you get when you join a sports team made me genuinely feel so much better and allowed me to make the decisions that I made for this year. So I think being part of, like, with regards to mental health, I think it genuinely just motivates you to do, like, the best that you can, and that's okay to do the best that you can. You don't have to excel.
Fantastic, thank you very much. It's now your turn. It's not done yet. It's your turn now to ask another question to a member of the panel.
Will, my question's for you. So in your manifesto, I picked up that you said that you wanted to maybe focus more on training for the exec, and personally, like, coming from my personal experience, I had nothing but support and training. So I would like to, like, maybe get your opinion on how you're going to do that, just from someone who might have had a different experience to me.
Great question. So, in my personal experience, there was very little training there, and from my experience in talking to other people, they've also highlighted that training isn't particularly great when you're new to a role. The SU already does offer training, but because they offer training for a wide range, it's so generalised that specific important details for clubs and societies' executive roles, they really cannot be taught by the SU. It needs to be information passed down from exec members to the people that are taking these new roles. And I think if we implement some form of training within the exec committees from the old one to the new one, or perhaps getting them to detail how to do certain things, because when you join, when you get a role in the committee, you know what you've got to do, but it's very difficult to know exactly how to do all of these things, especially when it's so specific for a club or a society. And that's something that I really think we can pursue and easily solve.
Brilliant, thank you guys, that's a great question. Will, it's now your opportunity to ask another member of the panel any questions you might have.
Okay, so I have a question for Jessica. It's your lucky night. In your campaign, you said that you want to improve the quality of membership for clubs and societies and the V team. This statement could be considered a little bit ambiguous, so could you be a bit more specific on what parts of student membership you think needs improving?
100%. I've actually been asked a lot, being out on the squares today, like, what do I mean by that statement? And personally, I probably could have worded it a little bit better. But what I mean by it is, so when you join a sports team, you become a member of that sports team. When you join a society, you become a member of that society. If you are part of V team, you are part of V team. And what I would like to do is create, like, that feeling of one collective membership, as opposed to just having, you know, oh, I play this, or I'm part of this society. I would like everyone to sort of intermingle more and feel a little bit more at one, and sort of like an overall membership, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Excellent, thank you very much. Finally, Patrick, if you'd like to ask a member of the panel a question, now's your opportunity.
I'll ask one to Will. So, with the recent development of the new sports arena, and with the upcoming sort of further cuts to sport, how do you think you can get students more engaged with sport at Essex?
So, I think we could do a lot more to get students more engaged in sport in Essex. I think every year we have one big drive, which is Freshers' Fair, to get students to sign up to sports clubs and societies. But I think after that, the sports clubs that I've been a member of in particular, you just see member numbers just go downhill from there, and that's how it continues until the next Freshers' Fair, which is far too long to wait if you're a sports club. I think we need more opportunities for clubs to advertise themselves in person on squares to students, because I feel that's the best way to get students who may not have even considered that sport a possibility before, to get them really engaged, sell your club, sell how passionate you are, and I think that's something that we can absolutely do without having to blow any budgets. And it's something that I think students actually want, because if they feel like they've missed the opportunity to join a club in Freshers' Fair, then we really need something like perhaps a Refreshers' Fair, so that these students have another chance to re-engage with these clubs.
Great stuff. Thank you very much for all of our candidates. Some really good questions there. So now we're taking a question from Facebook, which has come from Georgie, which is talking about, similar to Patrick's question just then, and what you guys on the panel think about an extension and improvement of the gym, especially as the university grows and grows. Francis, what are your thoughts?
Okay, that's a very good question, first of all. And in terms of the gym and the gym membership, I think linking to mental health, there should be classes available because you have this new arena. So surely there should be more space and more time to have more workshops and classes. So there should be more classes dedicated to people that not have a gym membership but not really interested into sport, but have a genuine, they just want to try it out for one session, and then just a session to maybe express themselves, to relieve themselves from pressure, just to have fun in itself, and not have the pressure of having or compete in a very competitive sport. I think in terms of gym membership, 100%, the gym we have is very small and it's not 24 hours like other universities, and that's a very big thing that needs to offer. If we have a big arena, more staff is going to be employed. So surely, because you're employing more staff should be staff for the gym, and making it 24 hours automatically benefits students and gives it more opportunities for others as well.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Jessica, same question.
Yeah, completely agree. I think that the fact that the gym is so small and the fact that the gym is limited to like certain classes, I understand that obviously like certain classes will help with certain things, but it's the fact that, you know, you can't attend those classes without having a gym membership, and as previously, like, it was £225 for a year, which some people might not have. It might be an issue for them to pay for that, and they might not feel that they're going to use it to that full advantage. So I think expanding the gym and giving people the opportunity to take classes that maybe you pay a smaller monthly fee for, and maybe potentially throwing like free classes during like Mental Health Awareness Week and stuff like that, would definitely benefit campus as a whole. With regards to the new arena, obviously I would like to incorporate getting more sports involved. Obviously, like, sports should be transferring over and there is more space to use, so potentially spreading the use of both.
Great stuff. Thank you very much. So, Will, we're going to throw that over to you. The question is, again, what about an extension or improvement of the gym, especially as the university takes on more and more students?
Well, I think the issues that the candidates have already brought up are perfectly valid, and I'm absolutely behind them. But I'd like to add a few more things that I think are particularly relevant to the gym. I think the membership at the moment, you can only use the gym if you've got a silver or a gold membership. We used to have the capacity for students to get a day pass with the gym. We need options for students where they can get a day pass, a month pass, so that they can use the gym, try it out, see what they think. We have got a small gym, and perhaps we can't offer everything that someone is looking for. But without a day pass, or perhaps even if they want to wanted to just go a month at a time, we don't have those opportunities available to students. Also, if you've been to the gym, you know it's small, and we've got a massive new sports centre. I see absolutely no reason why we can't look to expand what the gym is capable of providing to students with the inclusion of this giant new sports centre. It's the perfect opportunity now.
Fantastic. And just to close out this question, Patrick, what are your thoughts?
I'd always say it's quite good to expand the gym. It's always a good way to escape from doing an essay or revising, or whether it's going out with your mates and having a good laugh on the weights or treadmill or whatever. I'd say in terms of benefiting sports clubs in particular, expanding the gym is based more on a very individual basis because individuals pay for membership, whereas the actual arena itself is very selective to certain clubs. especially with outside clubs who can't benefit as much as indoor clubs like basketball, netball, and a few others. The one thing I'd suggest is, in terms of expanding the gym, it's a good idea, but in terms of sort of applying to all the clubs, it becomes a bit difficult in terms of trying to provide a service for those members when certain clubs benefit that resource more than others.
Fantastic, thank you very much. So that draws to the end the part of this debate where we'll be questioning the candidates. We're now going to offer them the opportunity just to say their final remarks and give you guys a reason as to why you should vote for them. So Francis, you've got 1 minute for your final thoughts.
Okay, I think you should vote for me because this year is more about why you're the perfect or qualified candidate, more so than your promises. As I've said, I've been part of societies, I'm part of sports club. I'm also on the Blades exec team as the charity and fundraising officer, and seeing how this role is to do with volunteering. That is excellent experience for that in that department. Anyone that knows me, I'm very loud, I'm very bubbly, I talk very fast. So those that are able to keep up for me, well done. I'm very passionate in everything that I do. In everything that I'm involved in, I give my 100%. I probably dedicate my life more so to societies and sports than I do my academics, and I feel like the role, if it wasn't for societies and clubs, my mental health and who I am right now wouldn't be the same. The friends I have, who I am, are all coming from these societies and clubs, and I hope that that passion will appeal to those that are voting and would love to vote for me as well.
Fantastic, thank you Francis. Jessica, your final thoughts.
Right, so obviously I'm quite loud, I'm quite bubbly, but I'm also really quite shy and timid at the same time. It's a little bit of a, so I'd like to think that this role would give me the opportunity to really excel in parts of myself that I might misjudge myself or not have 100% confidence in. As Francis said, it's more about being like the best qualified person for the role as opposed to like what I can promise you. And to be honest with you, I can't promise you anything at this exact moment, obviously, because it's not my role. But I can promise you that I will try my best. I've been trying my best for the past 4 years at uni and I'm still here, so I'm obviously doing something okay. Hopefully my character's come across quite well. I can be a little bit standoffish, but I definitely think that I should be given the opportunity to just try my best and prove to you that I can do it.
Great stuff, thank you very much. William, you've got 1 minute for your final thoughts.
When I joined this university, I didn't realise the impact that clubs and societies would have on me. And I truly believe that at the end of the day, the heart of the university is the clubs, the societies, and the people that are part of it. And that's something I've absolutely fallen in love with. I think because of this, I'm someone who really wants to give back to everything that I've already been provided. I'm open to new things. I want to try new things, and I really feel I provide a fresh approach. I hope you've seen that in this debate, I've come across as confident. But if you've seen me on Squares, if you've already spoken to me or you haven't yet, I hope you can see that I come across as the sort of person who's approachable, who's friendly, who's listening, because at the end of the day, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions and not just bring my own to the table. I also think that I'm acutely aware of the problems that clubs and societies face across the board, and I do believe that I have possible solutions to these problems that will benefit all students here at the university.
Brilliant, thank you for that, Will. And finally, Patrick, your final thoughts.
So ultimately, my sort of idea behind running for this role is to make sure you, the student, are represented. It's basically giving you the voice. These are going to be based off your experiences and having your activities put first. The university as a whole relies upon clubs and societies to provide a good service to upcoming students. It's what students talk about on open days. With the upcoming issues with regards to sports cuts, I've dealt with these sort of experiences already, although there are plenty more to come. And with these experiences, I want to put this forward as a reason to vote for me. And in terms of Essex as a whole, greater representation for societies and clubs, because ultimately we want people to be engaged. Thanks.
Fantastic. Thank you very much to all of our candidates. So that was the debate for VP activities. We're going to be back in about 15 minutes with our debate for President. So if you've got any questions that you know you're going to want to ask the President, make sure you get them in now. Once again, thank you to everybody else on our panel. It was going all right until